What surprised me most about the CEGOS group was, even though it is a very large organisation compared to the organisation I grew up as a learning consultant within, that all the geographies and languages and cultures share the same sentiment about what learning and development can do and the impact it can have. And I was also surprised at how incredibly supportive people are. CEGOS, I think, has real impact going back to putting the learner at the heart of whatever the offering is, whatever the solution might be. The starting point is to ask, what impact do you want to have? What do you want to change or evolve or maintain sometimes? So keeping that as the very first question means that whatever the solution is afterwards has the learner in mind. And that could be something from the Incredible Learning Collection. It could also be something that you design specifically for that organisation because they want to achieve something in particular. We work with clients in many different ways. It sometimes can be very light touch, but sometimes it can be very deep dive. My favourite is when we get to spend quite a lot of time with our clients. Most of my days within the CEGOS group are spent client-facing, whether that's in person or whether that's hopping on calls with them. But when you feel you have a real relationship and that you are just as invested in what they are trying to achieve, and when they have a challenge, they come to you and say, they pick up the phone and they say, this is happening. And you are there as kind of the first person to help them solve that problem. The most common piece of feedback, oh, well, that was better than I expected it was going to be, is probably the most relevant, the most frequent piece of feedback we get. Because I think sometimes learning and development is thrown in people's diaries as a calendar invite. Be here on Tuesday morning for 2 hours. And sometimes within organisation, there's a bit of a, oh, what is this going to be? I'm incredibly busy. I don't have time for this. What value is it going to bring me? And then when we run a session and it is much better than they expected, I think they come out the other side of it like, wow, actually that was really valuable. And maybe I was a little bit skeptical when I went into it. And they feel like not only is there one or two things to take away from it, but they're also quite curious about what more they could learn. And there are many, many favourite moments. Some of the standout moments are some of the projects that are international, where either we have been with early careers with like 250 delegates that don't know each other at the start of the week, and then by the Thursday evening, the party and the dance floor, because they've been through an experience of learning together, that you have all these different nationalities dancing and having a great time and are connected for life. Well, it is quite surprising to me to be 100 years old because we only became part of the CEGOS group at the back end of 2024. But it is very, very exciting to be 100 years old, to know that the organisation has been in existence for so many decades. It's good to know that it's backed by experience and there's some security in that, but it gives us a great foundation to think about what the next 100 years might hold.